Yep, got him. All right. All right, so what are we doing?
The Matrix.
Oh, yeah.
You seem particularly triggered right now. Can you tell me what happened? I had dreams that weren't just dreams. Am I crazy? We don't use that word in here. Hi.
Have we met? Makes you small. And the ones that mother gives you don't do anything at all. Go ask Alice when she's 10 feet tall.
Time to fly.
If you want the truth, you're going to have to fight me.
The only thing that matters to me is still here. I know it's why you're still fighting and why you will never give up. You don't know me. No? After all these years, going back to where it all started. Back to the Matrix.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go.
I'm ready.
Let's
Right
go.
here, right now. I'm
I'm
ready.
ready. I'm like,
Yo,
I do not want to watch this at home. I
What?
do not. I do not
Yo,
want to watch this at home. I want
I'm
to
setting up
go
my projector.
to the
I'm
theater.
setting up my sound system.
Forget that. I'm going to the theater. I'm about to watch this on the biggest screen possible
IMAX
with
only.
all 20 people in that whole theater with me. And that's fine by me. Boy, I just, oh my God.
Listen,
Oh,
this right
God.
here. Listen, I'm doubling down. I'm doubling down on what I said before. This is going to be the biggest movie of this year.
It can be. It can be. I mean, listen, I would say this. This has a lot of expectations on it because
Yeah.
the very first Matrix pushed the envelope. It was revolutionary. It was something that we had needed to kind of be like, yo, I didn't know movies could do this. And we saw all the copycats right after that. Everybody was doing the slow motion dodging and stuff after the Matrix, right? But that was because they introduced something new. Now, what happened in the second and third one? I think it was because they kind of left the Matrix and started going into what was the country or the place called? Was it Zion or
I don't remember. It was
whatever
like
it was,
to
the
the real
underground.
world.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
underground place or whatever. I didn't really care about that place too much, to be honest with you. And once they started going there, I was like, yo, can we go back to the Matrix and y'all do more cool stuff? So this one, I saw a little Inception in there,
Yeah.
you know, with the rotating rooms.
Yeah.
They obviously they're doing the slow-mo and the kung fu and stuff. I mean, the real question is, are they going to do something else revolutionary that we have not seen?
So the biggest thing for the first Matrix was just getting introduced to the idea of the Matrix, right? You think you're in the real world, but you're really in a dream.
Right.
This movie has the test of still trying to recreate that wonder, and it looks like that they're just going to straight up like revisit the whole plot of the first one to bring us that. Now,
Well,
something I know,
but this is a continuation, right? So this is
it
after the Matrix rebooted. So after they
right?
made their little peace treaty, the
Right?
Matrix obviously. So what is this? The 8th iteration or whatever, 7th or 8th? I forget which
the
one
ninth.
it
I
is.
think we were on the ninth.
Maybe in the 9th. So all those things happen, but then there's something else going on here. I don't know. Like, I don't know. So the story itself is definitely going to be probably the most intriguing thing outside of what cool special effects are y'all going to hit us with? Because I want to know, like, clearly.
So getting some dope special effects though.
I mean, we're getting the special effects. But that's another reason why I need to see this on the big screen. Like, I'll watch the replays at home for sure, on HBO Max all day, but I need this in the theater on the first viewing. But yeah, I mean, now I got one bold prediction. Bold prediction.
What?
And it was a quick scene that I think I might have to freeze frame it. I think Neo's gonna face one of his old iterations. I think they're gonna bust out the de-aging technology, and they're gonna have an old version of Neo fighting against the new version of Neo.
Is it that scene in the mirror?
No, I think it's the scene where the gun was pointed at Neo. I think that was Neo pointing the gun at him.
Okay.
Yep.
So I noticed that they had that one scene where he was looking at himself in the mirror and he saw a different face, and I couldn't quite make out the face.
It was just him older.
It looked like it was somebody else, I thought.
It could be, but I took it as that's just an older version. You know how they do the face app and you can make yourself older. I took it as that. They was just making him look older.
I'm curious about that. And there's also a lot going on with this new Morpheus dude.
See, and that's the thing. Like, is he Morpheus or is he just someone else? I mean, he's got the sound of Morpheus. He feels like another Morpheus, but I have no idea what to make of it. And that's why I'm so intrigued on the story. Because I remember even when the Matrix first came out, the special effects and stuff were cool and the trailer was cool, but we had no idea what the hell
story
it was
about.
Well, right. We was like, what is it? Okay, all right, let's give this a shot. And then we get there and we like, I don't know what my brain is processing. Like, I don't understand what is going up, down, left, right. I don't know.
There was this one scene, and if you look back at it, there's this one little moment where that Morpheus dude is dressed just like one of the agents, and he's running down the hall with.
Yeah, I saw that. I mean, and that was the other thing. I was thinking, like, well, is he an agent in disguise?
Maybe he's an agent defector.
Could be.
Maybe he's the next Finn.
Could be. Let's not forget the fact that whenever they go into the Matrix, they are always undercover too. Like they're always doing stuff. So,
but they never pretend to be agents before.
It's a new time, man. Maybe it's the first time for everything.
Right.
First time for everything. I don't know.
With all those blue pills, everybody's just voluntarily
taking. The blue pill, that's what keeps you in the Matrix. The red pill gets you out.
So he was
clearly he was taking those blue pills under his therapy, and I guess that was keeping him locked in.
Or did he volunteer?
I don't know.
Right, Trinity's there too, and they're both older.
What I want to do is I want to go back and look at. I want to go back and because it's been a while since I've rewatched The Matrix with older eyes, more critical eyes. Because when I was watching, I was back in college. I was young, dumb. Everything was my favorite movie.
Everything was cool.
Everything was cool. But my thing is like, okay, I totally understand how Neo is an anomaly. I understand that part. My thing is, I don't understand, like, because he's still a physical person.
Not when he's in the Matrix. And
right.
When he's in the Matrix,
Right.
He's
I
an
get that.
anomaly of code that coalesced into
Right.
him being able to do what he does.
Sure. But my thing is like that physical Neo still dies. But does it,
Or
because that was like our sixth or seventh. No, that was we had
no,
multiple.
but I'm saying he might not have died. But what if he just didn't die at the end of Matrix 3? They just kept him alive.
I mean, he did give himself up though.
He did, and he could have just been reabsorbed into the Matrix.
Hmm.
Right? The machines could plug him in.
I took it as they killed him, or like he gave up his life.
I took it as, yeah, he gave up his life, but rather than killing him and rebooting and restarting the next iteration with another Neo, they probably thought, you know what, let's see if we can contain him, reboot it, and try to prevent the code from making another one. Right? Just start feeding him all these blue pills, start dangling Trinity in front of him to keep him docile.
Maybe. I mean, but even then, like, so were all the other previous reboots of Neo, like all the other previous versions, was that all reboots of the same physical person?
No. So if I'm not, I want to say there was that moment with the architect where he talked about the previous iterations of the one and how they were
Right.
all different.
But he
but it
was
wasn't
showing pictures of all Neos.
well, he was giving. I think it was just iconography at that moment to give him
Okay.
just the concept of there being multiple
So
iterations.
and I'm
But
fine
when
with
you
that.
but when you actually think about the Matrix 2, right, and you
Mhm.
do visit the old versions of the Matrix, right, there were werewolves, there was deserts, the life was wildly different, and nobody recognized Neo. So I don't think that his physical appearance was the same. I think it's more so that
So
his
it could have
concept.
been okay, because what I'm trying to make sure I'm trying to understand is like I'm fine, and that concept I can wrap my brain around, right? Like I can wrap
Yeah.
my brain around is like, you know what, like yo, I could be Neo. 20,
Mhm.
30, 40 years from now, your son could be Neo, or
Right.
some girl could be Neo or whatever,
Right.
because it's a byproduct of being connected to the Matrix.
Yep.
That part I get, but I don't know. I need a little. I need to kind of go back and make sure
I'm,
that that's
I'm
clear.
with you. This
You
almost
know,
makes me want to rewatch the first two.
I'm about to go
Not all
rewatch.
three.
I'm rewatching
Just the
all.
first
Like
two.
once November hits and we get into that 1, 2, 3 week span, I'm binging all of them because I need every detail fresh in my mind.
I don't even think we have these reviewed on the movie blog. I think Matrix is
I
pre-movie
mean,
blog.
this was before I started reviewing movies. There's a lot of good stuff that was before my professional time.
We saw the Nebuchadnezzar in there.
Yes.
So we're gonna have some out of Matrix moments.
I hope not too much. I mean, I'm trying to. I mean, for real, those were like some of the most boring moments
So
in the trilogy. Like,
in the second and third films. In the first film, I thought they did it great.
oh yeah, 'cause, I mean, they
First
just dipped
film?
in and out. They dipped in and out,
Yeah.
and they stayed on the ship. Like, yo, stay in the ship. That's all I need. You know what I'm saying? Plug in, plug out,
Right.
get your kung fu in, go back in, do your thing, come back out, regroup. I'm cool with that.
Right. As soon as you start getting off the ship and going on the planet,
Yeah, and then we dealing with the bug driller thing. I'm like,
I don't need that.
I don't care about that, man. Now we getting into anime territory, and that don't translate very well in live action. No,
Either way, I'm excited. I'm
like
excited for
seriously,
this.
I don't know why they did not just have that big battle, the big war in the Matrix.
Because they can't win it in the Matrix.
Man, listen, that would have been the real triumph. That would
I
have been the
know.
real triumph. Like, yo, we
They
have
need
found a
to
way to supersede this whole technology and go above
regain
and
control of the Matrix.
something, or at least be disruptors. You know what I'm saying? Like, forget being a glitch. We've been able to disrupt the system. Oh man, we programmed y'all. Now we can unprogram y'all. That's what I would like to see. I don't want to see them going back in the real world. I don't care about that. And whatever. Anyway, I like this trailer, man. I like this trailer.
I like this trailer.
I
don't know. I would like to see
nothing
them.
else.
I would like to see them win outside of the Matrix as well. I want to see what Earth looks like if they unblock the sun. right? It kind of reminds me of like those disaster movies where it's like you almost get glimpses of what the world is like. Yeah, I want to see what the Earth is like now. Like, did they solve global warming by a chance? Like, anyway, that's my own little thing. I was just thinking about that for a second. They blocked out the sun. Maybe they could pick up that whole thing.
Why did they block this? I thought they needed the solar power. No?
They
Or
were
was it
using
for all the pollution or something?
it was honestly don't remember if we were using the sun as a weapon or they were just trying to keep us under another form of control so that we're not able to like operate without the sun. But they blocked out the sun.
Of course they did. Bastards.
But yeah, I'm hyped. I'm excited for this joint.
I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Like,
Lana
I was waiting
Wachowski
for
by
this.
herself. By herself.
I know. I mean, and you know what? Like, I just hope that this is not another Jupiter's Ascending. Like, because the visuals are not a problem. It's the story. That's the key.
Zack Snyder. Because I mean, the Wachowskis were a duo. I'm assuming one was the visuals and one was the writer.
Yeah. I don't know where this is gonna go. I don't know. This is why I'm nervous.
Yo,
this is exactly why I'm nervous.
Sleeper hit. Watch.
I mean, listen, I want this to succeed. I want this to succeed so hard.
They need to watch out. Yeah, I want this. Listen, I need another trilogy, honestly.
With great expectations can also come great disappointment.
Oh my goodness. Thank you.
I'm just saying. That's one of those things. Like, I'm so excited for this that I'm afraid of being let down. I am.
I get that. I understand that. This is after the Matrix 3 though, is there really anywhere to go but up?
This is also true. Also true. But you know what? My opinion of Matrix 3 is still very biased because, you know, it lives rent free in my mind. You know what I'm saying? I have not gone back because I haven't gone back and looked at it with a critical eye. You know, so a lot of people that were turned off, I was still right. Let me tell you, the Matrix 1 had me on such a high that I didn't care what the hell 2 and 3 did. I was still locked in.
Yes.
But obviously, going back and rewatching it, my opinion could change. And I don't know if it will change or not. So I don't know if Matrix 3 is as bad for me as many people claim it to be.
I understand.
You know, so
you got to go back to it, and you got to remember that the way that they released it also affected people's perception of it. They were filmed back to back, so they were released like 6 months apart or something crazy.
Yeah, which I didn't mind that too much. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's always about the story. Like, you need to have a compelling story. The visuals were always there. No one questions the visuals. It's always
it's the story. And they went off the rails with part 2 and 3. They took Neo out of the whole movie for part 2. They just had him sitting at a train station.
Right.
And then part 3, he wasn't in the Matrix for like 2/3 of the movie. So it's like we spent the whole first movie building up that we're gonna get this Superman-like figure running around the Matrix causing craziness, and then in the second movie they benched him.
Yeah.
And then in the third movie he was ineffective. He sacrificed himself.
Yeah. So
there's
room for failure. There's room for failure because I think they overthought things in the third film, but again, I gotta wait and see.
They had a whole concept and story arc that they were following that just wasn't good. They probably planned it out since the first movie. I just wish they went in another direction. Right? I wish we all predicted like the Matrix 2 would be more of part 1. Or
that's what we were hoping. Yeah, that's what we were hoping. I guess that little park scene didn't really help people.
Nope.
Especially with the CGI.
Nope. Everybody was not feeling that. And then everything with the architect And yeah,
I'm still, man. I'm
Jane
worried.
get
I need
her
to go
underground
watch. I need to go listen to the Architect, and maybe I'll understand him more now.
Oh,
That
he
show,
got some knowledge, yo.
man. Back then, I was like, I don't know what this dude is saying. Even when the captions were on, I was like, I don't understand what he's talking about. Like, I just don't get it. But now I feel like, okay, I've had some philosophy classes.
You
I
know what?
understand simulation theory. I've done some tech work in my life. I think I could keep up now. Maybe. I don't know.
I'm
So
gonna
we'll have
stick
to
that
wait
at
and
the
see.
end of this video. I'm gonna just stick that whole scene with the architect speech right at the end.
Trying to put people to sleep. No.
Anyway, that's all I got for this trailer.
That's
yo.
it, man. That's
That's
it.
it.
I liked it.